Alright traders, I am back again with another video. In this video I want to take a chance to show you a trade setup that I discussed in a free webinar session I held on Friday. Well, the market opened on Sunday and that trade took off, and today, Monday, you could see the results of it. So a lot of people feel like I don't give out trade alerts or trade setups on YouTube, which is a little harder for me, because basically what I do, I give free webinars at times, and during those webinars you have the opportunity to see which trades I'm discussing and which trades I'm talking about taking. So the best thing to do to get one of those webinars, I can't post it on YouTube, so you might want to follow me on Twitter at ChaosTrader63, and then you'll be alerted as to when I have free webinar sessions, and that way you'll be able to see what we're talking about. But in this video we're going to be talking about a Kumo breakout trade opportunity using Ichimoku. So let's pop right to this thing. All right, my brothers and sisters, I am grateful to God to be able to come to you today, to be able to take a moment to give you a word of encouragement. So today I want to take a look at John chapter 4, verse 23 and 24, which states, "But the hour is coming and is now here, when the true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and truth. For the Father is seeking such people to worship him. God is spirit, and those who worship him must worship in spirit and in truth." Okay, so basically for us to say that worship God in spirit, it means, among other things, that it must originate from within, from the heart. It must be sincere, motivated by our love for God and our gratitude for all he has done for us. All right. So how can we say that we are worshiping God from the heart when we cannot love one another because of the color of another person's skin? All right. With so much racial tension in the world right now, we as Christians need to operate with love for one another, no matter the race, no matter the color, no matter the sexual identity, or no matter the sexual orientation. We are all one race, the race of Adam. If you claim to worship Christ, but have racist thoughts and views, then you are not loving another person and worshiping God in spirit. Therefore, you are a false worshiper of Christ. So don't be so committed to your own race that you operate outside the Christian faith. God bless you. All right, traders, so we are looking at the euro pound. We had a session on Friday. It was a free webinar session, and we talked about this euro pound. We're having a Kumo breakout here. So for those that don't know what a Kumo breakout is, got a lot of videos on here on YouTube about trading and trading Ichimoku, and also showing you how to trade those Kumo breakouts. But I'm going to discuss it really quickly, and then I'm going to let you see what I was talking about during this session, and that might help you a little bit more. All right, so looking at this was the euro pound. So when we had the session on Friday, this was the only candle, and then we had this develop throughout the last, almost 24 hours, 20 something hours, 20 hours. So what we were looking at, basically, let me take you back to where we were. So we were right here. At this point, when this closed on Friday, we already had that Kumo breakout. So the opportunity was to get into the trade at the market open at that level there. All right, so I marked this cloud. You could see where the support and resistance level is. So this is a good resistance point, but there was also some things that let me know that maybe we were gonna be able to break through this cloud. So when I'm using just Ichimoku, purely Ichimoku, no indicators or anything, we would be looking at the market just like this. We would see this take development happen. We would then say to ourselves, we have a TK crossover right here, which is bullish. All right. And then we have a future, a Kumo twist that is bullish. And then we have Chiku span, which is above price, which is bullish. And then we have the cloud. We have price breaking outside of the cloud, which is also bullish. Those are the 4 signs of a bullish Kumo breakout on Ichimoku. And that's what we have. So at this point, we would take the trade based off of just the Ichimoku rules for a Kumo breakout. And that would be it right there. Now, for me, sometimes I don't take those trades because sometimes the extended move is when you get to the breakout, it's big. There's also some things that can help you with the move, such as your 100 period moving average. I'm not going to throw it on there right now, but sometime if you go back and look at one of my videos, I think it was one of the videos telling you how to, something about Kumo breakouts, how to not get caught in a false breakout or something like that. I don't remember the exact title, but I know I made a video showing you how to use the 100 period moving average to determine if the breakout is going to be a legitimate breakout or not. But also you can use other tools, like I use the Williams %R. So I'm going to show you that. The Williams %R is set at 14. Now I traded with the period 5 period myself, but I like to use 14 because a lot of my members, they kind of get messed up with the 5 period because it's too whippity for them. And in my case, that's the reason, is because they're not trading the level, they're trading the indicator. You need to trade a level before you trade an indicator. Don't trade the indicator. Use the indicator as an enhancer. All right. And it lets you know that you have like if you have a level where you're looking to trade or to break out, then you just use the indicator to tell you that you have the momentum to get through that trade, like this. So when we looked at this trade, when you're above -20 on the Williams %R, that's indication that you have the momentum for a move higher. All right. And a lot of times that's also considered overbought. All right. But when I see that above -20, that lets me know that we have that momentum to move to the upside. If you stay above -20, then you have the strength for the move. Like here, you broke above -20 way back here, and you stayed above -20 all the way up through here. All right. So you had a pretty decent move, and then it broke back down and closed below here. At that point, you were able to get a good trade. Now this one also, you could see if we go backwards, this is another thing. You could see that all these don't work all the time, and I'm going to show you a point where it didn't. Let me go back. I just looked at this, and I saw here when we had the breakout, we had all bullish signs. Actually, no, I'm sorry, we didn't. Our future was not bright. Our future was dark. So when you had that sign, that let you know that possibly you shouldn't have been taking that trade. But on our next trade here, let me go back. We now broke through the cloud on Friday, closed above, and then we now have some movement. So today, this hopefully doesn't give us a big rejection. From the point we entered the market up till here, you had a possibility of 79 pips profit. All right, now it's cutting back a little bit, probably down to 60 something right here. But when you want to see a trade with Ichimoku, a couple of things you want to see is angulation on these indicators. All right, you have an angulation to the upside on Kijinsen, Tenkan-sen, and span A and B. So span A aiming to the upside, span B to the upside. When you see that, that's a very strong indication that you have the momentum for the trade. What's even stronger is when you have that, like you have this angulation, but when you have it like this is even stronger. When you have angulation with them both being, let me move it tight so you could see, together, that angulation there is strong. When you see that, take the trade. You probably saw it after this one. I definitely would jump into the trade because that angulation is telling me that I have the momentum to be able to move to the upside. All right. And many times when you see that, like you could see the angulation here, they were right together, smack dab together, holding hands. When they're holding hands, take that trade. Trust me. Now, sometimes you want to be careful when they get too far apart. All right, that's when you want to be careful. That's when the market's getting out of equilibrium. The market's going to slow down. Eventually, it will move back down to the downside. But you don't want to be getting into a trade at this point, if you ask me. All right, because many times what will happen is this will correct back to equilibrium, which will be your Kijinsen. So you'll be in a losing trade. So let me go back to where we are, and you can see where we are today and what I discussed in the session. I'm about to let you see that, and then I'm going to get out your way. Hopefully this helps you guys out. So let's have a look at what we were talking about on Friday, the free webinar. Again, if you haven't been to some of the free webinars, then you have to come over to my Twitter page, and it's at Chaos Trader 63, and then subscribe to my page. And then when I send out the link for webinars or the time I'm going to host a webinar, a free webinar, you'll know. You won't know on YouTube unless I post it a couple days ahead of time. All right. And at that point, it might be too late for you. But let's see what we could do. Let's go visit what we were talking about on Friday. I don't trade in the past. I trade in the future, because that's what Ichimoku is about, the future. All right. All about time. So I'm not going to show you anything that I didn't already know or make up after the trade happened. This is before the trade happened. Now, Ichimoku, it's very easy with that because the breakout happens, you take the trade. All right. But for other trades, I'm going to show you where the trade is before the market is ready for the trade. And we're going to wait on a level for the market to get there. Then we're going to take the trade. We always know where we want to make our trade. And if the market doesn't go there, then we just don't get that trade. So you're not going to be able to trade every single pair every time you look at a chart. So get that out of your mind. Start thinking about being a more precise trader, more high probability trades, and more discipline and patience. And you will be successful. Oh, don't forget the main thing, the money management. Without that, it doesn't matter how many trades you win. You win 100, lose 1, and you lose your whole account. So, for instance. All right, guys, let's go look at what we were talking about on Friday. All right, so that's what I'm looking at on Aussie New Zealand dollar. Let's go to the next one, which is going to be Euro Pound. So Euro Pound, I'm going to go back to the daily. I'm going to put Ichimoku on here, and we're going to roll with it. So what I'm looking at on this is just a classic regular Ichimoku trade. Nothing major except a Kumo breakout. Boom. All right, so we're looking at the market breaking above this Kumo. The best thing about this is we have all bullish signs, okay? And I'm going to remove this level. All right. Let me remove this level. This was a level I was looking at the market staying below. Finally, it broke above that level because we were boxed in, as you could see. You could see where we were boxed here. And I always box the market in when I'm not sure what it's doing. Eventually, it has to go outside of my box. But when I box it in, I can trade these levels on a lower time frame. So let's hide Ichimoku real quick. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So I hide Ichimoku. When I see the market doing this, I'll go to my lower time frame, usually the 1 hour here, and then I'll trade these levels. I can trade the bounces off of these levels, all right, until the market decides to break out. And then when the market breaks out, it breaks out, but it comes back and gives me a test right here. With that test, you get into your long trade again. Now you're able to take that long trade without being afraid of the breakout trade, because I usually never take this breakout trade. Usually ever. I usually wait for the retest of this level. All right. And then you got another retest here. And then that's where you get your trade. Okay. But Ichimoku gave me the analysis because all I did was look at my Ichimoku. I got my bias from the daily time frame. You could see that we were bullish. We were breaking outside of the cloud. Now we were flat here, but we had all signs of a bullish market because you got your TK crossover. All right. Your Kumo cloud is your future is bright. And then your Chiku span is above price. It's been above price for a while. All right. So you got your crossover here and now price breaking out of the cloud. With this close today, I think like when the market opens, you want to enter the market at this point because that's where the Kumo breakout occurred. A lot of traders sometimes take the entry at the level, exactly at the level. All right. I suggest taking the entry when it closes. It's not a breakout until it closes above, right? So if it closed today right there, boom, that's where we want to be trading. And you're going to use, now see with Ichimoku sometime on the, especially like using the daily time frame, I'm going to have a bigger stop loss. So my stop loss is going to be below this Kijinsen, but I usually like to use the fractal levels. Now another candle will make a fractal here. Okay, so when I'm trading, I only trade 3 types of trades really. I trade, when I have Ichimoku on my chart, I trade a Kumo breakout. I don't trade the Kumo breakouts that much. I'll trade the Kijinsen bounce and the Tenkan-sen bounce, and then I trade fractals. But I trade fractals more than I trade Ichimoku, because when I have the market, I don't even need to look at Ichimoku or anything else. I can keep everything off of my chart and watch my fractals, create levels off of my fractals, and then trade that. All right. And it's very, very good for me. And I'm going to give you an instance. Let's go to the daily here. I'm going to show you. I usually don't. But see, when the market breaks a fractal, let me move tighter. People think that the fractals are lagging because they really don't know how to trade them. So they tell me, I don't really respond much to people on YouTube if they tell me stuff, because they really don't understand what I'm doing. All right. But they'll tell me these are lagging and they're not right. What people try to do is trade these fractals, the direction of the trade. So they'll wait for a fractal to develop. Let me see if I could show you what they do, which is really wrong. I'm not going to say it's wrong, but in order to go long right here, they wait for this fractal to develop, and it takes 2 candles after this candle to develop this fractal. So they go long on this candle here. So let me see if I could bring it backwards and show you what I mean. There's no fractal there right now, right? But what they'll trade is this. So there's no fractal there, but now there's a fractal there. So this is really a bear fractal the way that I trade, but you can call it a bull fractal because they're taking a trade to the upside. What they'll do once that fractal is developed, they take this entry right here. Now, I'm not going to tell you if it's good or not. I used to do that, but way back in the day, and I found out that I have a lot of losses on my trades. All right, I don't trade like that. All right, so what I do is this. Let's get back to real time. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So there's a first fractal break, because when I'm looking at the market, I'll trade the direction of the fractal breaks. What I mean is this market breaking these lower fractals or these upper fractals? If it's breaking these upper fractals, then why are you shorting the market? You should be going long with the market. All right. And then this was a first fractal break here. This is another first fractal break, but this is what I trade most of the time. I won't have anything on my chart. I'll take this candle after. Let me go backwards so you could see where we are. That wasn't a fractal yet. I want to show you as it is a fractal. Now, this is part of my course stuff that I usually don't talk about, so I'm just showing you really quickly. This fractal developed. I'm not going to trade the break of the fractal. That's another way that you could trade the fractal break, but I'm going to trade this. Right now, I know where I want to trade right now. Even if the market went all the way down here, I still know where I want to catch my trade. Let me show you where I want to catch my trade. I always go off on these tangents. So my members know, they know that. But anyway, this is the trade we're looking at for the Euro Pound Kumo breakout opportunity right here. All right, traders. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned a little bit from it, and you could see the Kumo breakout opportunity does yield some good profits, as it allows you to catch breakouts of the cloud level and get into extended moves. Sometime it could be good, sometime it could be bad. So this time it was good, and hopefully you profited from it if you were at the webinar. And if not, again, visit my Twitter page at ChaosTrader63, subscribe, and then you'll be able to be alerted as when we have new webinars. And also check on my homepage at fxatOneglance.com. Until then, guys, it's right there, fxatOneglance.com. But until then, hope you have a great one. God bless. So long.